Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Fabrizio Romano says phenomenal £30 million Arsenal star will play his last game for the club. Arsenal midfielder Granit Xhaka has been heavily linked with a move away, and Fabrizio Romano has provided an update on his future. The Arsenal player, who has also been a captain for the club, has had a fantastic season. His role in midfield has been pivotal in helping the club qualify for the Champions League and battle for the title. It has been heavily reported that the Switzerland international wants to leave this summer. This is as he wants to look for a new challenge. The same report suggests that he will be moving back to the Bundesliga to play for Bayer Leverkusen. No doubt, many will be sad to see him leave. Chaka's time at the club has been somewhat of an emotional roller coaster. He has had some bad times and draws with supporters, which fans have since forgiven. This season, however, the central midfielder has been immense and has become a fan favorite. Romano has provided the latest on Xhaka and all but confirmed that he will be leaving the Gunners. He said, Granit Xhaka expected to play his final game as Arsenal player on Sunday, then he will complete his permanent move to Bayer Leverkusen. Final details to be sorted next week, but deal almost agreed as revealed 2 weeks ago. With Xhaka playing 36 times in the Premier League this campaign, it will no doubt be a shock to see him go. He has been a key player for Mikel Arteta, and he will be hard to replace. The phenomenal 30-year-old also chipped in with 5 goals and 7 assists in the division this season, with the £30 million signing wanting a new start. Arsenal will need to make sure they find a perfect replacement. Arsenal's asking price for a 23-year-old has gone from £35 million to just £7 million. Arsenal are reportedly ready to sell Nuno Tavares this summer for a very small fee. The Gunners signed the Portuguese fullback from Benfica for just £7 million in the summer of 2021. He looked like a very exciting signing at the time, but things changed after 6 months. Now Arsenal are prepared to sell Tavares this summer, and their asking price has dropped drastically in a matter of just 12 months. Nuno Tavares' Arsenal career started off with a bang. The talented 23-year-old fullback scored on his debut in pre-season in Scotland, and he started his Premier League career brilliantly too. He even kept Kieran Tierney out of the side for a little while. However, in the second half of the campaign, his form did a complete 180, and Tavares was chipped off on loan to Ligue 1 giants Marseille. Before that happened last summer, there was a lot of speculation surrounding his permanent future. Serie A side Atalanta wanted to sign him, but the Express reported at the time that they balked at Arsenal's mammoth £35 million demand. That valuation looks a tad bit silly now, doesn't it? A report from Portuguese outlet Record claimed this week that West Ham United are interested in signing Nuno Tavares from Arsenal this summer. Ebola, as relied on Sport Witness, then claimed that the Irons have already tabled a bid to sign the left-back, who is almost guaranteed to be sold this summer. The report further claimed that Arsenal are prepared to let him go for just £7 million, the exact amount they paid to sign him from Benfica 2 years ago. A player's valuation dropping from £35 million to £7 million in less than a year's time is just shocking, but that's the situation Arsenal have found themselves in right now. 23-year-old Arsenal star changes his mind about leaving with a new long-term deal set to be signed. Arsenal and Reece Nelson look set to continue together as the forward is set to sign a new long-term deal at the Emirates Stadium. The 23-year-old is out of contract with the North London club at the end of the season, and it looked like the Arsenal star would leave the club once his current deal expired. There is a lot of competition in Nelson's position at Arsenal, and the winger has not been given a lot of game time this season. There was interest from good clubs such as Brighton and AC Milan, reports The Athletic, but the Englishman is now close to agreeing a new deal with the Gunners. The length of the contract is set to be 4 years, which will allow Nelson to develop further under Mikel Arteta's watch. With Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli sure starters at Arsenal, it's strange that Nelson did not test his skills elsewhere, seeing as the winger is 23 years old. The Englishman has only played 559 minutes this season and should be playing much more than that at his age. Saka, for example, has accumulated 3,684 minutes this campaign, and that is something Nelson should be looking to achieve in order to improve his game. Mikel Arteta offers a brand new injury update on Takahiro Tomiyasu. Mikel Arteta has offered up a fresh injury update on Japanese defender Takahiro Tomiyasu ahead of this week and the clash with Wolves. The Gunners will round off their season in front of their home fans and should be sent off into the summer well after pushing Man City so close. For Arsenal, things just fell apart as injuries and loss of form hit. One of those injuries being to defender Tomiyasu, who has been missing for some time now already. Speaking in his pre-match press conference, to Football London, the Gunners boss touched on a number of players who have been out. One of those was Tomiyasu, and while he won't be back for the final game, Arteta was full of praise for the Japanese star and admitted he could be back around the group in a pre-season. He said, I think he will be really close. Hopefully, he will be around preseason. Like Wally, to be in a good place. They have been working so hard. He is a tremendous person. He is a top professional, and we just want him to be available. Tomiyasu's return will be a welcome boost for the Gunners. Arsenal will be spending in the summer, there is no doubt, but sometimes getting a few players back who have been missing is massive as well. Tomiyasu might not have been the main choice at right back for Arteta, but his injury has been big and he's been a miss in a squad that doesn't have the depth of Man City. Arsenal know this is a big summer. They have to recruit well, get players back fit and well, and work hard in the summer to get going again. Getting Tomiyasu back involved will help preparations, and if he can stay fit for next season, he will be a huge player. Fabrizio Romano shares what Chelsea's new plan as Arsenal and Man United eye Mason Mount. Arsenal and Manchester United have both been linked with a move to sign Mason Mount from Chelsea this summer, and Fabrizio Romano has now shared the latest. The Gunners and Erik ten Hag's side are both in the market for a new midfielder. It definitely is more of a priority for Arsenal than Manchester United, but they are both keen to strengthen that area nevertheless. Mount has been heavily linked with a move away from Stamford Bridge this summer, and Romano claims on his YouTube channel that Chelsea want to take full advantage of Arsenal and Manchester United's interest. Mason Mount is one of Chelsea's best players, and it's no surprise that clubs like Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United are all interested in his services. The Englishman, still only 24, will soon enter the final year of his contract. Chelsea will have to sell him if he doesn't agree to sign a new deal, and that plays into the hands of interested clubs. However, we learned this week that the Blues have slapped an eye-watering £85 million price tag on Mount, which is £30 million less than what Manchester United are planning to bid. Romano has now shared the latest on the situation, and the journalist has revealed that Chelsea want to start a bidding war between Arsenal and the Red Devils to drive the price as high up as possible. He said, this is what Chelsea want. They want to start a bidding war for Mason Mount. They want more than £80 million for Mason Mount, but he is out of contract next summer. And this is not an easy situation to handle because the expectation around the player is for the price tag to be different, to be less than £80 million. But Chelsea are still there and they want important money to let Mason Mount go for sure. Manchester United are there for sure. Liverpool and Arsenal are also interested. What Chelsea hope is a bidding war. People are now trying to get amazing Barcelona player to Arsenal. Some intermediaries are looking into the idea of getting Ansu Fati a move to Arsenal. The Spanish attacker isn't having the best of times at Barcelona recently, and there is some chatter about the winger leaving Camp Nou this summer. Agents are looking into potential landing spot for Fati, and according to The Independent, there have been initial discussions about getting the amazing Barcelona player to the Emirates. It's no surprise to hear that Fati's people are trying to get him to Arsenal. After all, North London has been the perfect spot for young wingers to grow and flourish. Indeed, after seeing the work Mikel Arteta has done with Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli, it's no shock to see that Fati wants to go through the same journey. Fati may not be doing too well lately, but let's not forget what a prodigious talent this young man is. He remains the youngest ever goal scorer for Barcelona in La Liga, and he is also a fully fledged Spain international. Arsenal do have a knack of getting the best out of these teenage prodigies after their careers went off path. Just look at how Martin Odegaard has recovered since joining Arsenal. Fati may be keen on Arsenal, but there is no saying that this move will go ahead. Indeed, this report also states that Arsenal are yet to bite on this potential deal, and in all honesty, we can understand why there is some hesitancy on the Gunners' end. With Saka and Martinelli already at the club, the Gunners don't need any more young wingers, especially as Leandro Trossard and Emile Smith Rowe are already in the squad too. This is a potential avenue that Arsenal could explore, but right now there is not too much interest on the Gunners' end. Fabrizio Romano offers up very latest Declan Rice to Arsenal update. Arsenal will make their official first move for West Ham midfielder Declan Rice after the season has ended. That's according to Fabrizio Romano, who took to Twitter last night to update the Arsenal fans on just where things stand with Rice. According to Romano's latest tweet, the Gunners are ready and waiting to bid. They are set up with an opening offer, and that offer will be coming West Ham's way in June. It could mean then that the Gunners actually get their bid in before the next week is over and done with. It's been mentioned since January pretty much, but it's more apparent than ever that Arsenal are going to be going all out for Declan Rice this summer. They have to get their signings right this time and push on from what has been an outstanding season overall. And with the Granit Xhaka set to leave, signing a player like Rice is more important than ever. Arsenal fans set for a big summer once again. They need a few players in key positions, and a player like Rice ticks just about every box you can imagine. West Ham are believed to be looking for around £100 million plus for Rice. It remains to be seen if the Gunners will go that high in their opening offer. Just as one season ends, it's all eyes on the next for these big football clubs. It's like the work never stops, and Mikel Arteta and Edu know that this summer is massive with Declan Rice. There is a hope at Arsenal that he can be the one to push them to the very next level. Rice has done so much with West Ham that he deserves his chance at a top 4 club going into next season. His signing should be enough to ensure Arsenal push City even further. Man City put €40 million price tag on Barcelona and Arsenal target. Manchester City have placed a €40 million price tag on the head of Joao Cancelo, as the fullback is expected to leave the Etihad Stadium this summer, having fallen out of favor with Pep Guardiola. That's according to Sport, who report that the defender is not wanted by the Man City boss due to his arrogance and disruptive nature and is being targeted by Barcelona ahead of the summer window. It will be hard for the Catalan club to afford the fee given their financial issues, and if the Portuguese star does move to the Camp Nou, it will likely be a loan move. Cancelo is currently on loan at Bayern München, but the Bundesliga side are believed to not want to keep him at the club. The Telegraph reported this month that Arsenal are also interested in the fullback services, but having brought Alexander Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus from Manchester City last summer, it's uncertain whether the Manchester club would sell to their rivals again. Either way, it looks certain that Cancelo will leave Manchester City this summer, and it will allow someone to pick up a very talented fullback. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.